Hello, my friends, hello, and welcome once again to the adventurous Vaughn Manor, where today it's not the books that time forgot. No, I'm pushing that off till next week. This week it's the physical media that time forgot. The physical media that time forgot. You see, when I was packing up the storeroom back there before the construction here at the manor, I used to have a storeroom where I kept all of my books, or most of my books. Which is now a master bedroom. It all got transformed. And so all of my books went into boxes that were back there, and I also had some Blu-rays and some DVDs and a few records lying around back there. And I packed all that up as well, and I wasn't going to do the DVDs or the records because this is a channel about books, and who wants to see my DVDs or records? But then I thought, why not? You know, I asked Roger to see what Roger would think, and he said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so, okay. So if you don't want to watch this video, you know, just blame Roger. That's what I do. When I'm not, you know, blaming Criminali for everything. But yeah, so I've got some physical media. So if you want to see what, because I don't collect DVDs or Blu-rays, but I have picked up some over the years, and I've got kind of a pile. So, you know, it's kind of an eclectic pile, like everything else that was back there. But sure, I'll show you this stuff. Why not? Okay, the first things that I'm going to show you are not DVDs or Blu-rays. They're actually cassette tapes. This is the Star Wars, the original radio drama cassette tapes. Yeah, and it's kind of cool. It's got this whole thing about the original Star Wars radio drama, which Mark Hamill was in, and there are the tapes there. So it's kind of a cool thing. The Star Wars radio drama was interesting. I think you can get it on YouTube. Actually, now you can listen to it. It has a lot more story than the film does. So there's a lot of stuff in here that was not in the movie, which is interesting. And this has Mark Hamill and Anthony Daniels and a bunch of other people playing the characters. So it's an interesting thing if you're a Star Wars fan, which I am. I'm a Star Wars fan. So I'll put that over here. And of course, since I have that, I also have the Empire Strikes Back radio drama, which also stars Billy D. Williams as Lando is in this. So that's kind of good. And oddly enough, John Lithgow is Yoda. I really have to listen to this again because yeah, John Lithgow, whatever. And again, it has all the notes and things in it. It's kind of cool too. It's been a while since I listened to this stuff. Like, I don't even know how long, but it's been a long time. And then of course I got Raiders of the Lost Ark, Return of the Jedi. I've got Return of the Jedi as well, to conclude that, which is a much shorter radio drama. So yeah, I have those. Yeah, so there you go. What else do I have? Okay, now I've got a bunch of CDs and DVDs, which, like I said, like everything I have, it's all kind of random. I've got Dial M for Murder. Dial M for Murder. That's with Grace Kelly, Alfred Hitchcock movie. So I've got that. This is very much the kind of thing I would have. This is Sci-Fi Creature Classics, which I got and never opened. I haven't watched this yet. I don't even remember when I got it, but it's got 20 Million Miles to Earth, The Giant Claw, which is about a giant turkey, It Came from Beneath the Sea, and Mothra. So, you know, a bunch of classic films from the 50s. I love 1950s science fiction monster movies. I just love them. I used to love them when I was a kid. I still love them. Those goofy 1950s sci-fi movies. So I never opened that. And I never opened this. And this is another pair of classics. This is The Fly and the Return of the Fly. So yeah, I've got these. Never been opened. So I don't know what I've been waiting for. I've literally had this for years, I think, but here it is, the Fly and the Return of the Fly. And more of the same. The classic Sci-Fi Ultimate Collection, Volume 1 and 2. What's in this Ultimate Collection? These are all Universal films, I think. Tarantula, The Mole People, The Incredible Shrinking Man, which is worth it in itself because that was an incredible movie, The Incredible Shrinking Man, based, of course, on Richard Matheson's Shrinking Man. I think he worked on the screenplay for that. I could be wrong, but I think so. The Monolith Monsters, which was lame, but it's in here. Monster on the Campus, which I don't think I've seen. Is that possible? I'll have to watch it. Dr. Cyclops, classic film. Cult of the Cobra. I want to just sit down and watch all these now. The Land Unknown. The Deadly Mantis. And The Leech Woman. The Leech Woman is in here. So, you know, classic cinema. Classics. And here is more cool stuff. This is Science Fiction Classics. 6-film collection. Now this has some pretty decent movies in this one. This has The Thing from Another World, the original 1951 version of The Thing, which is a great movie. Not as good as the 1980s Thing, but it's still a really good movie. The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, another good movie from 1953. Them from 1954 about the giant ants. That movie's awesome. Forbidden Planet from 1956, which was one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever. And World Without End, which is not one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever. That's from 56. I guess they had to fill out the collection because that movie was... It has some hilarious moments. There is a scene in there where our space travelers have to fight these giant spiders, which are just giant spider puppets. And they're wrestling around with the giant spider puppets. It's hilarious. It's worth it just for that scene alone. And a great movie, The Time Machine from 1960. The Time Machine was dynamite. So some good stuff here. And a couple things that aren't so great. Then I've got some classic television here. The Fugitive. I love The Fugitive, and this is Season 1, Volume 1. They split up the seasons, which is stupid, but they did, which made you pay for like 2 DVD sets. This is Season 1, Volume 2. Great show, The Fugitive. And that's Season 1, Volume 2. This is Season 2, Volume 1. It's confusing. Look at me. I'm looking all suspicious. This guy was the most suspicious-looking fugitive. I'm surprised he wasn't arrested immediately. Great show. And here's Season 2, Volume 2. I don't know that I've got any Season 3s in here. Probably not. Then a television series that bore a resemblance to The Fugitive, which was The Incredible Hulk. Ah, look, it's The Incredible Hulk. Special effects in the cover. Complete first season. Of course I love that show. Of course I do. I got Season 2, too. Woo! Great stuff. What else do I have? Oh, I've got Have Gun Will Travel. This is a great television show. Fantastic Western from back in the olden days. Have Gun Will Travel, the complete first season. Has them all, man. You just sit around all day and night watching this show. It's really good. I like that show. And then we've got a Blu-ray. Fancy. It's The Professionals. This is with Burt Lancaster and Lee Marvin. The Professionals. Rough, tough, and ready. Doesn't sound like a group of cowboys, but here they are. The Professionals. The Professionals, those guys. I don't remember much about that movie. Wizard of Oz, obligatory. You have to have this. This has terrifying winged monkeys that used to frighten me when I was a kid. The Wizard of Oz. Terrifying horror movie. The Wizard of Oz. Then we have another Blu-ray, the Magnificent Seven Collection. You might be unaware that this was a series of films. There was a great movie called The Magnificent Seven and 3 other movies that kind of sucked. But this has all of them, just in case you want to watch all of them. They're all here, which includes The Return of the Magnificent Seven, Guns of Magnificent Seven, and The Magnificent Seven Ride. They should have kept riding, because that movie, not so great. But the Magnificent Seven collection, you know, got it all. Oh, look, it's more old Westy stuff. This is Gunsmoke, the complete first season of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke started off great. It fell off, you know, because it was on for like 80 years or something. But the first season was really, really dynamite. I really liked it. So this is the first season. And we've got, what else do we have in here? We've got the second season, 2 volumes here. They split them up. Second season, volume 1. Second season, volume 2. And then we've got the third season. Third season, volume 1. Third season, volume 2. I think that's all I've got for Gunsmoke. I've got kind of a pile that's sort of teetering. Let me make some room here. Okay, what else do I have that I can show you, folks? I'm going to shuffle some stuff. Excuse me for a second. Man, I got a lot of these CDs, man. Okay, now it's all falling down. Okay. I've got a Blu-ray of 13 Assassins. I have no memory of getting this, but I have it. I remember the movie, but I don't remember actually buying it. So how did I get it? I don't even know. Here is the third season of The Walking Dead. Once upon a time, this was a good television show. And I think it was good right up through this season. And then, not so great. Not so great after that, from what I remember. Fourth season, I don't really remember that much, but it stopped being good. Blu-ray of Spartacus. I loved you like you was my own father, Spartacus. Loved Spartacus. It's good stuff. This movie, Troy, is just sort of a goofy sword and sandals epic. Not a great movie, but an entertaining movie. So, Troy. This movie I have mixed feelings about. And again, another movie I have no memory of purchasing, but here I have it. It's Watchmen. It's the director's cut of Watchmen, which I don't think made the movie any better. But here it is. There it is if you want to see it, I guess. And then I've got this set of the Lord of the Rings. Limited edition Lord of the Rings set, which has both the theatrical and the extra super long versions of the Fellowship of the Ring. Great movie. Two Towers, same deal. And The Return of the King. Good stuff. And here's a very serious one. It's Looney Tunes Golden Collection 4-disc set of Looney Tunes because, you know, I'm into serious drama. And I've got this set of John Adams, which I guess was an HBO show. And I remember watching it and thinking it was pretty good. I don't know why I bought it. I must have bought it because I have it. I'll have to watch this again and see if it is actually good or if my memory is playing tricks on me. Here's the 300 Spartans, which is like a goofy sword and sandal epic, which I have a soft spot for, goofy sword and sandal epics. Of course, they made the film 300 about the same 300 Spartans, but this one is much cheesier. And the battle scenes are not fantastic. Here is Russell Crowe's goofy version of Robin Hood. It's a Blu-ray, actually, of this movie. Includes 2 versions of this film, you know, so you could watch it two stupid ways. Yeah, Robin Hood. This movie wasn't great. Again, I don't know why I have it, but I have it. I remember I bought this for like $2. It's Empire, which is like a short-lived television show or miniseries or something about the Roman Empire that I picked up for like $2 just to see if it was any good at all, and it's terrible. This is terrible. Which of course I should have known, of course. So I was overcharged for my $2. Great movie, The Mist. I really like this one a lot. I'm one of the people that love the ending. I really like the ending of this movie. Then we've got The Haunting. That was a good movie. I've got, of course, I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan, so I had to get the Blu-ray so I could watch the Blu-ray of every Planet of the Apes movie. These are all the original Planet of the Apes movies. I'm a huge fan of those films. I've also got a copy of The Sting, which I've never opened. I've had this for years, and again, never opened it. So I don't think I've even seen this movie. I should watch that movie, I guess, since, you know, I've got it. Here is the PBS documentary on the Greeks, which was pretty good. It was a pretty good documentary, the Greeks. Then I've got this Heidi Lamar movie, Algiers. It's Algiers. I've got that movie. Then I've got a Blu-ray of the newer version of The Wolfman. I've got all of the original Universal horror movies, of course, elsewhere. But I picked this up for cheap, and I think this is an underrated film. This is actually really entertaining. The ending is ridiculous and hilarious. It's, you know, it's underrated, this one. Then I've got another Ridley Scott film, Kingdom of Heaven, which I remember liking when I saw it in the theater. I got the Blu-ray, never opened it. I've never seen it. The only time I've seen this movie, I think, well, maybe I watched it one time after I saw it in the theater. Maybe. But I definitely have never opened this one since I got it. This one I have, though. I love this movie. This is Metropolis. This is the Kino version of the complete Metropolis Blu-ray. Great movie, man. Great movie. I like that movie a lot. This is San Francisco Giants when they won the 2010 series. Yeah, the World Series champions in 2010. So I got the little... That was a big deal. I remember that being a big deal. I like baseball. I've got Avatar, which came out 100 years ago, and they still haven't made a sequel to it, which is probably just as well, because this movie was just okay. I don't know why I have it, but I have it. I have that movie. And this is really good. This is the complete first season of Rome. Really good show. Highly recommend the first season of Rome. It gets everybody, all of the historical characters exactly right in this show. Really great casting in this show. Yeah, this show is really good. First season of Rome. Of course, it only lasted 2 seasons, and I do have the second season as well. Really like that show. Here is a documentary on the World at War. This is The World at War, the definitive history of the Second World War. Famous documentary, narrated by Laurence Olivier. So this is actually good. This is worth seeing. I'm actually glad I have that. This is an oddity. This is Tales of the Gold Monkey, which was an adventure show that came out after Raiders of the Lost Ark, of course, and it was kind of playing up on that hype. But I remember liking it. So when I saw this for cheap, I got it, I think. And since that time, I found out that the guy who plays the main character is a big, creepy pervert and got in a bunch of trouble for being a creepy pervert. And now it kind of ruined it for me. Because now if I watch it, I'm just watching some guy who's a creepy pervert, and that I won't be able to stop thinking about that. Here's Have Gun Will Travel, the second season, the complete second season. Again, fantastic show. Glad I have it. Here is the first season of Heroes. Remember Heroes? Remember that show? I think I've only got the first season of Heroes. And from what I remember, that's the only season worth watching. So I do have that. I also have the first season of Mad Men on Blu-ray for some reason. I like Mad Men, and I've got the first season on Blu-ray. So there you go. I don't think I've got any of the rest of it, though. I've got District 9 on Blu-ray. That was a good movie. I like that movie. Here is a movie I've got mixed feelings about, John Carter. I liked a lot of this movie, but a lot of this movie was stupid. I mean, they made some stupid changes to the story. They had some stupid... They made some stupid decisions, I think. But I have it. I have John Carter. I've also got the extra fancy Blade Runner Blu-ray, 5-disc complete collector's edition. I guess this is every single version of Blade Runner that there is. I've got a lot of Blade Runner there. I've got Man of Steel because it's Superman, so of course I do. No matter what I might feel about it. Here is Hellboy. This is the director's cut. This is a good movie. Hellboy's awesome. I like the Hellboy films. Well, the first two. There was a third that was terrible. Then I've got Batman Begins. Got The Dark Knight, of course. And what is it? Dark Knight. Yeah, that's just The Dark Knight. This is The Dark Knight. Is this both The Dark Knight? Do I have 2 copies of this? I have 2 copies of The Dark Knight. Why do I have 2 copies of the same movie? I don't know, but here they are. Anybody want one of these? I've got one for you. This is amazing. This is, of course, The Twilight Zone. This is the definitive edition, Season 1 of The Twilight Zone, one of the greatest things that ever has existed. Next, I've got Season 2. And Season 3. Twilight Zone is the greatest show, man. I love The Twilight Zone. So good. This show was really good. This is Battlestar Galactica. Season 2. I know I had Season 1. I don't know what happened to it. But here's Season 2. Which I guess was split up because here's 2.5 of Battlestar Galactica. Then they had this like little movie which was in between seasons, I think, or episodes or something. I'll have to watch that show again and find out. Then I've got the 3rd season, which I remember being pretty good. And was the 4th season the last one? I guess it was. I got the 4th season. That was split up into 2. The last episode of this show was terrible. This show was great right up until the last episode. The last episode makes no logical sense. It's terrible. It's just... So much about the last episode of this show is so crappy and awful. It's probably one of the worst endings. I mean, it probably wasn't as bad as the last episode of Lost, but it was up there. And it was so good up to that point. Excuse my neighbor making noise. And now it's a big silver-plated edition of Superman. This has... What's in here? This has all of the Superman movies, right? Superman the movie, Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, which was the better version of it, Superman 3, Superman 4, Superman Returns. Hi, I'm Superman. I'm in Superman Returns, which was a flawed film. Let's just say that. Superman Returns was flawed. And most of these movies were, actually. I did like the first Superman movie a lot, even though even that movie had some things about it which were lame. But mostly the first Superman movie was good. And I liked the Richard Donner cut of the second Superman movie. And that's probably all I really needed from this. But I have it all, so there you go. That was a lot of stuff for DVDs. Let's get to the records now. I have returned. Hey, Roger, are you having fun? Look how much fun he's having. He loves this stuff. Hey, I feel like my record, the few records I have here, I have more records in the other room, but this is what was packed away for some reason. I feel like this deserves some explanation, the records that I have. I only look like I'm in my 50s. I'm actually 95, which you will, inside I'm 95, which explains my record collection. Okay. This is a great record, though. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is Johnny Ace. This is the Johnny Ace Memorial album. So good, this guy. I know that they play one of his songs, they play Pledging My Love, I think, in the film version of Christine, Stephen King's Christine. I think that played a part in that movie, if I'm remembering right. Great, great record. Johnny Ace Memorial album. Died a young man, this fella, unfortunately. But, you know, this record was great, and I've got it. What else do we have here? We've got Bob Marley. You got to have Bob Marley. it's required. You have to. So I've got that. I've got the Coasters, the early years. This is their greatest recordings. It says so right there. It's the Coasters. Yeah, 95, like I said, at least. Here is Duke Ellington at Newport. Yeah. Good stuff. Now this is the best of Mississippi John Hurt. This is a 2 LP set of the best of Mississippi John Hurt. Don't be jealous, guys. Don't be jealous that I have that. I have no explanation for this. I have no explanation. This is Calypso. Right? Yeah, Calypso. Actually, it's Wind Song. It just has Calypso in it from John Denver. And everybody has this, right? Easy Rider soundtrack. I think it's required. You have records, you have to have this. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix Experience, Bird, Steppenwolf, all that good stuff. You have to have that. I'm pretty sure. And we've got rare Beatles. Are these really rare? Bebop-a-Luba, Long Tall Sally, I'm Going to Sit Right Down and Cry Over You. Yeah, this is some of the rarer stuff from the Beatles. I think this is the only Beatles record I had back there in the storeroom. Oh, look, it's the Garbage People. They're picking up the garbage here at Vaughn Manor. Just to make noise when I'm deep in one of my important videos where I was about to talk about Ray Charles. Ray Charles, dedicated to you. Dedicated to you, Ray Charles. See, this is thrilling stuff. This is a tremendously boring album cover. This is James Taylor. This is just a random James Taylor record without a cover. It's just like, oh, look, here are some songs. What were you thinking, man? Come up with an album cover. If it ain't a hit, I'll eat my... The dirtiest of them dirty blues. The dirtiest. This is the dirtiest blues, apparently. If you like that kind of stuff, here you go. It's the dirtiest. This has to be Arhoolie, right? Who came up with this? Maybe it's not. I don't know who did come up with this. But I've got it. Whoever did. This is Arhoolie. Arhoolie is a record label that's like 15 minutes away. They've got their own record store and everything. This is Arhoolie. This is Blind James Campbell and his Nashville Street Band. We've got some Creedence. Creedence Clearwater Revival, Mardi Gras. Creedence. And we've got Ike and Tina Turner. Ooh-Poo Pandu. Hey, do you remember this from when you guys had records? How, like, if you had a record for a long time, they'd poke out the bottom? Yeah, that's going on with old Tina Turner's record here. Isaac Hayes, Chocolate Chip. Isaac Hayes, Chocolate Chip. There you go. Goes right along with Fresh Cream. Fresh Cream, which has another album thing that happens when you have, like, the circle that happens because you've stacked your albums like you weren't supposed to, and you get that little circle that happens. Next we've got the Platters, 40 famous records. The Platters, 40 famous records. Man, so much cool stuff here. I know, you're so jealous. Texas Blues. This is another Arhoolie. They have some good stuff, Arhoolie records. Benny Goodman, Bluebird, 1938 to 1939. So this is the complete Benny Goodman, but only from 1938 to 39. I don't have the other complete Benny Goodman LPs, but I do have this one. So, you know, that's awesome. And Clifton Chenier. Classic Clifton. It's classic Clifton here. Classic Clifton. Then we've got the best of Basie, 1937 to 1938. And this is the last of the records I had back there. Basie's Best. Basie's Best. Count Basie and His Orchestra. A collection of immortal performances. Immortal performances. So there you go. Kind of an oddity for the books that time forgot, and that there were no books, but next week there will be books. And the books that time forgot, returning to you next week with none of this silly physical media stuff. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out all this time. I will catch you next time.